July 31, 2024, will forever be etched in the annals of Bangladesh's history as a day of profound turmoil and national unrest. What began as a simmering discontent over a high court decision on the controversial job quota system rapidly escalated into a wildfire of protests that engulfed the entire nation. The streets of Dhaka, usually teeming with life and vibrant energy, transformed into a battleground between citizens demanding justice and a government seemingly determined to silence their voices. The controversial High Court decision announced earlier in the month sought to reinstate a quota system that many perceived as favoring a select few over the majority. This decision ignited a firestorm of anger and frustration, particularly among the youth who felt betrayed by a system they believed was rigged against them. As days turned into nights, the protests gained momentum, fueled by a potent cocktail of economic anxieties, deep-seated grievances against corruption, and a yearning for a fairer and more equitable society. The government's response to the burgeoning crisis was swift and uncompromising. A strict curfew was imposed, effectively placing the entire nation under lockdown. The internet, a lifeline for communication and information, was severed, plunging the country into an information blackout. Security forces armed and resolute were deployed in massive numbers, their presence a stark reminder of the government's determination to maintain control at any cost. As the sun rose on a tense and uncertain Dhaka, the full force of the government's crackdown became terrifyingly clear. The streets once choked with the fervor of protest were now eerily deserted, patrolled by armed personnel carriers and heavily equipped riot police. The air crackled with tension, punctuated by the distant sound of sirens and the echo of boots marching in unison. Fear, palpable and suffocating, hung heavy in the humid air, silencing the voices that had only yesterday dared to speak truth to power. The government's narrative, disseminated through tightly controlled state media, painted a picture of lawlessness and anarchy, of a nation teetering on the precipice of chaos. The protesters, once hailed as valiant defenders of democracy, were now branded as enemies of the state, as dangerous radicals intent on sowing discord and undermining the nation's hard-won stability. The international community watched with growing concern as the situation in Bangladesh deteriorated, urging restraint and dialogue. The internet blackout, entering its second day, had effectively cut off Bangladesh from the rest of the world. News trickled out in fragmented whispers carried by travelers and relayed through hushed phone calls. Social media, once a vibrant platform for dissent and debate, fell silent, its virtual streets deserted. The government's iron grip on information had tightened, leaving its citizens in a state of anxious uncertainty,